How'd you get that blood off of your mask? From where she shot you in the eye?
How can you see? How many fingers am I holding up?
Do you wear the mask when you poop?
Of course he does.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched a Movie. We're doing Halloween 2. Michael Myers gets shot up 6 fucking times at the end of the first one. He's not fucking dead. He's not, but you didn't die. So that's a good thing for you. And he runs to a hospital to finish off Laurie Strode was where she was taken at the end of the first one. Because this movie, Halloween 2, takes place immediately after the first one. So really,
same night.
Halloween 1, the night that he fucking tried to kill her again. You know, it really could have been one movie, I guess. Because it just runs together like it's just one big long movie.
Yeah, and this one was, John Carpenter turned down the option to direct this film. And yeah, I know, it would have been better if he came back. But he did write the screenplay.
2.5 million.
He wrote the screenplay, yeah. And he actually went back to film a couple of extra scenes after he saw Rick Rosenthal's version and thought it didn't have enough goriness, didn't have enough deaths in it. So he went back and shot a couple extra scenes, which I'm glad he did, because this movie has a lot of lulls in it.
Yeah, big time. First off, the hospital itself, Michael, you couldn't have picked a better hospital to fucking butcher people, because that is the most abandoned hospital I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, where is everybody?
Yeah, you got like 3 nurses on staff, maybe 1 doctor that's a drunk, and it's a hospital. Like, where the fuck did everybody go? Oh, it's Halloween, they all got off. Okay, really? That makes sense.
Yeah, and I think they spent a little bit too much time showing the employees of the hospital interacting and things like that.
Oh.
Like, we didn't need to know. They weren't important characters to the story. They were just fodder to die.
Yeah.
So we didn't really need to know or have as much time spent on them as was spent on them.
I'll ask you directly, since you're here. Why in the hell, if you're in the hospital, there's like saw bones, there's all sorts of like, I know there's a knife somewhere, why the fuck do you use a little scalpel to do all your dirty business? Yeah? Well, I don't agree with it.
I will give him this. He did get more inventive.
Are you listening to me?
You got more inventive in this one, and you know there was definitely he killed him with the hot tub with the scalding water.
Yeah,
that looked painful.
But
he killed him with the scalpel. He bled the one nurse out.
That makes no sense.
I do wish they would have shown that death when he goes in the room and he finds the nurse laying back on the table with the IV in her and the blood coming out.
Yeah,
and then he slips on the blood.
The thing is about that movie is like I don't understand. Like I know that in the first film, in the 1978 version, Michael Myers is a butcher, right? He butchers people up, and he's just like a freaking force, right? In the second one, he takes his time really to put a lady in a freaking doctor's chair, hook up an IV, and drain her blood. Why didn't you just slit your fucking throat?
There was the scene in the first one where he takes the time to put on the sheet and puts on the glasses.
I know, but still, it's just weird to me. And another thing is, by the way, I don't understand that. You remember the hot tub scene when he's like walking up and he walks up behind the girl and she's like, oh, is that? She's touching, and he just stands there for a minute and he's like, I think he was like thinking in his head, like, this feels nice, and then he's like, it doesn't feel right though, and then he's like, dunk you in there.
Yeah. Did that burn your hand, by the way, when you put her in that hot tub? Okay. I liked this film, even though it was kind of boring. It had a lot of stuff that didn't need to be. It had more of Loomis running around trying to tell people, he's here! Yeah. He's here, Sheriff! I can feel it in my bones!
Yeah.
You know, they had a lot more of that stuff. And
by the way, I had to ask you, when you breathe in your mask, do your breath smell good? Or is it like really bad? Do you have a cert? so yeah.
But no, there's a scene where they kill it's okay, buddy. It wasn't on the same level as the first Halloween, but as far as the other films go, it was the closest to it. It had the closest feel to it as the other ones.
And it was really hard for them to make a sequel to such a phenomenal hit like Halloween 1.
And this is the first time that they bring up the whole storyline that takes the rest of the series away, that Laurie was actually adopted, that she is actually Michael's sister.
Well, they actually start introducing the supernatural element too, because remember when they go to the school and it says Sam Hain?
Yeah.
And then Loomis explains about what that whole thing is. So obviously they started that early on.
Yeah.
But when I was like younger and I would go back to watch the Halloween series, like I would usually I'd want to watch Halloween 2, but at the same time I didn't want to watch Halloween 2 because I knew it was kind of boring and it just because I wanted to get to 4. Like I wanted to jump to 4 where it takes off more. And I don't know.
It's a movie to me about scenes. This movie's about scenes. The death scenes in this I thought were really inventive. I thought some of them were really cool. I like how Michael switched things up a little bit, and the body count was a little bit higher, and that I liked about it.
It finds its place well in the lore of Halloween, and it fits well. I mean, there's other Halloween movies that came out later that's fucking stupid. But this movie at least goes with the whole thing. I don't like how they wrote in some of the scenes Jamie's character. They made her stupid in this one.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna run outside and check, and obviously all the fucking tires are slashed, right? But you have enough strength to run outside. You did a good job of doping her up. But she ran outside, she's doped up, and then she sits in the car and she sees people coming. She's like, And then she can't move. I was like, dude, you just ran outside and you checked all the tires. They're all slashed. Run the fuck away.
I do like the fact that Michael was kind of stalking around the neighborhood before he went in there, though. Like, he sneaks that, he takes that lady's butcher knife and leaves the blood there, and she's like, the guy's like, make me a sandwich. And she's like, I like that he didn't kill her.
But you talking about iconic scenes. The scene where the fucking blood tears are coming down. Jamie Lee Curtis's character, she's never shot a gun. She didn't even want to shoot the fucking gun. She's sitting there like, I don't want to shoot it. And Michael Myers is walking towards you with a fucking scalpel. You better learn how to shoot that fucking gun. But when she finally picks it up, she gets perfect aim and hits him right in the fucking, like dead eye. Like fucking boom boom.
Yeah.
Right in the eye. But that scene where the eyes are bleeding and he's like doing that, that's badass.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the end of the movie. You know, it almost doesn't make sense because Loomis apparently ends up obviously surviving. How did you survive that? Like, he was inside the room with Michael. The entire room exploded from propane.
Did they show that in the end? That he's
Yeah.
alive still?
No, not at the end, but in further movies, Loomis was alive.
I know, yeah.
So, I mean, there's no way Loomis survived that. So, when they bring him back in later movies, it doesn't really make much sense. But I did like the ending scene. I liked how he killed Michael. Michael, apparently.
You can't kill him.
But that was a cool, like, climactic scene, and I really enjoyed the end of the movie. But all in all, I'm going to give this movie a 7.0. Mm-hmm. It had more of Michael, more of what I love, and it was closer to the original than any of the other films. It was a slow pace. It kind of almost didn't feel necessary. But I hate to think about what it would have been like if John Carpenter hadn't went back and reshot some extra death scenes, because it was a really slow movie.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think that honestly, I think there's at least one or two better Halloween movies that came out. Like there's not many, there's only a few. But I think this movie does fit well with the series. I think that it was shot well. I think that doctors' offices and hospitals are scary anyway. And some of the scenes that they showed down these long hallways and these dusty, nasty hallways, like abandoned, was fucking scary. There's a scene where Michael Myers is walking down the hallway, is fucking scary.
Guys, let us know what did you guys think of Halloween 2? This movie, a lot of people defer on it. Some people absolutely hate it. Some people like it a lot. So
Fun news. See you guys.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie.